It's honestly never good. Every time these two teams go up against one another, something happens and something is not working properly.
The WNBA just blew up after JC as Sheldon brutally attacked Caitlin Clark mid-game and got suspended. Now fans are burning tickets, sponsors are backing out, and the entire league is on fire because the footage doesn't lie. Sheldon's knee hit Clark right in the groin. Clark dropped instantly, no whistle, no call, nothing. And when your biggest star is screaming in pain while the ref stands there like a statue, the message is loud and clear. The WNBA is failing to protect its future, and now they're facing the biggest backlash in league history. It started like any other high-energy matchup, Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun. Crowd buzzing, Caitlin Clark looking sharp, already stacking up 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in under 30 minutes, finally back in rhythm after her previous injury. Fans on their feet, momentum building, and then in a blink, it all shattered. Clark goes down clutching her leg. The same groin injury again, but this time worse. Pain written all over her face. Teammates frozen in shock. Replay hits the screen, and the entire internet explodes because it shows JCS Sheldon sticking her leg out deliberately clear angle. No mistaking it. Full knee extension straight into Caitlin's groin. And the ref is right there, looking directly at it. And somehow he just watches. No whistle, no foul, no ejection. Just silence as Caitlin rides on the floor. And the moment that was supposed to be her comeback turned into a national outrage, with 12 million views overnight, hashtags blowing up, fans demanding justice. And suddenly what looked like another big win for Indiana spiraled into chaos that could change the entire league forever. This wasn't just a dirty play. This was personal, because Caitlin Clark and JCS Sheldon go way back to college battles that were anything but friendly. We're talking elbows flying, eye pokes, technicals, near fights, and bad blood that never really went away. And earlier this season, Sheldon already poked Caitlin in the eye, and that clip's still out there. So when fans saw that knee land right into Clark's groin, nobody believed it was accidental. Not for a second. This wasn't hustle defense. This was calculated, a hit with history behind it. And the silence from the league made it worse. Like everyone was trying to pretend it didn't happen. But fans aren't blind. They see what's going on, and they're furious. Because every time Indiana plays Connecticut, the tension gets toxic, and it always ends with Clark taking the hits. And now people are connecting the dots, realizing this isn't just one bad play, it's a pattern of targeting the biggest star in women's basketball, and somehow the league is letting it happen over and over again, like her safety just doesn't matter. Let's talk about that referee, because this man had front row seats to a potential career-ending hit and still didn't move a muscle. Caitlin Clark gets kneed in the groin, drops instantly, clearly in pain, and the ref, who's literally looking right at it, does absolutely nothing. Not a tech, not a foul, not even a warning. Just stood there like it was a casual Tuesday, and fans lost it, because if this is how refs treat the biggest star in the league, how are they treating everyone else? And when Clark gets up and actually confronts the ref, yells at him, visibly upset, pointing back at what just happened, he doesn't even flinch, like her pain means nothing. And now people are asking the real question, is this incompetence or something deeper? Because how many times does Caitlin Clark have to get elbowed, eye poked, hacked, bumped, and now assaulted before someone blows the whistle? And if the answer is never, then what exactly are these refs getting paid to do? Because protecting players clearly isn't it. The moment that clip hit the internet, the fan base didn't just react, they erupted. And within hours, people were canceling their all-star game plans, reselling tickets, posting screenshots with captions like "I'm done," "No protection," "No support." Why should I watch if they won't protect her? And you know it's bad when fans who've never missed a game are suddenly giving away their seats like they're toxic. Like showing up would mean endorsing what just happened. And that's exactly what this has become, a protest, quiet but powerful. And all because the league stayed silent when it should have stood tall, because Clark isn't just some rookie. She's the reason the WNBA is seeing record ratings. She's the reason jerseys are selling out. She's the reason new fans, male fans, young girls, and NBA crossovers are tuning in. And yet week after week she's getting battered with zero accountability from officials, zero consequences for repeat offenders. And now even the most loyal fans are walking away saying if the league doesn't care, why should we? And then came the breaking point. The WNBA had no choice but to act because internal pressure, sponsor calls, and fan backlash hit a boiling point. And just like that, JCS Sheldon was officially suspended. Yes, suspended for that brutal shot on Caitlin Clark. And while the league didn't blast it out with headlines or own up to it publicly, the move spoke volumes because they knew they couldn't ignore it anymore. But here's the thing, this wasn't a bold move by leadership. This was damage control. This was the league getting backed into a corner by millions of angry fans and finally realizing that if they didn't respond, they'd lose everything. Because this wasn't about one hit. This was about the league's integrity, its reputation, and its future. And the truth is this suspension didn't come from strength, it came from fear. And if Clark hadn't gone viral in pain with 12 million people watching, we all know Sheldon would still be suiting up next game like nothing happened. And that's the problem. The league is only acting when their hand is forced. Now let's talk about the silence, because while fans are screaming, while players are shaken, and while the internet is in full-blown outrage mode, WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert has said absolutely nothing, not a statement, not a press release. Not even a single tweet, and that silence is no louder than the incident itself, because when the league's top player gets assaulted on national television and the person in charge disappears, what message does that send? And fans aren't stupid. They noticed. They're tagging her in every post, demanding answers. And when those didn't come, guess what they did? They went higher, all the way up to Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner. Yeah, now his name is trending in WNBA threads. Fan petitions are calling for him to step in. Some are even demanding he remove Cathy Engelbert altogether. And before you laugh it off, understand that petition is gaining real traction, because when your fans feel like your league doesn't care, they don't just quit, they start organizing. They start pushing for change. And that's exactly what's happening right now, because they've had enough of silence and soft leadership while the league's biggest star gets knocked down and ignored. Just when you thought this couldn't get more insane, a fan wearing a Caitlin Clark jersey gets kicked out of TD Garden. Yeah, ejected. Well, JCS Sheldon stays in the game after kneeing Clark in the groin, but a guy cheering too hard for Clark gets dragged out by security. And when the clip hit the internet, people went ballistic, because all he did was clap. Literally clap. No yelling, no threats, no court rush, just standing there supporting his favorite player, and boom, he's gone. Meanwhile, the woman who delivered the most controversial hit of the season is still out there playing like nothing happened. And fans aren't just mad, they're outraged. They're calling it rigged, biased, corrupt. Because how do you let Sheldon stay but toss out a paying fan for being passionate? And if you think this was a one-off, think again. This is what people mean when they say the league protects the wrong people. This is why Clark fans are backing out. And this is why the WNBA is losing its grip on the very audience that's been carrying its momentum all season long. And now comes the part no one wants to say out loud: is Caitlin Clark done for the season? Because sources are whispering it's not just a flare-up, it might be a serious tear, maybe worse. And if that's true, she could miss multiple games, or even the All-Star weekend entirely. And that's not just a hit to the fever. That's a body blow to the entire WNBA, because she wasn't just an All-Star. She was the draw, the main event, the one lifting viewership, jersey sales, sponsorships, and fan engagement through the roof. And now she's limping off the court while the league stays silent and fans start tuning out. And it's heartbreaking, because this was her 4th game back from injury. She was finally playing like herself. 14 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. Leading the team, then bam, taken out again. No update, no support, no protection. And the silence is killing the hype. It's killing the trust. And honestly, it's killing the soul of the season, because when your biggest star is lying on the floor and your league acts like it didn't even happen, that's not just bad PR, that's betrayal. Plain and simple. Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie. She's the movement, the momentum, the reason this league is finally in the national spotlight. And yet the WNBA is treating her like she's disposable, letting her get hacked, bumped, bruised, and now assaulted with no real protection. No consistent officiating, no leadership accountability. And fans have had it. They're done waiting for statements. They're done watching in silence. They're done pretending like everything's okay when their favorite player gets dropped and the league acts like it's business as usual. Because this wasn't just a bad call. It was the moment the league lost the trust of the very people keeping it alive. And if the WNBA doesn't wake up and protect its stars, then it won't just lose Caitlin Clark, it'll lose the entire audience that came with her. The girls dreaming of going pro, the fans who finally started caring, the sponsors who believed in change, and the momentum that took decades to build. Because this isn't about favoritism, this is about survival. And the message from fans is crystal clear: protect your stars or lose your future.